From the Samson Production Studios in the heart of Hazleton, Pennsylvania, it's your News 13.
Brought to you by SSPTV and the Standard Speaker.
It was a raging inferno which destroyed a Schuylkill County home, but the owner now in custody. The suspicious fire in Butler Township, our top story on News 13 for this Friday. Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Kathy Bazinski. A fire in Girardville destroyed a home, and now police have taken one of its owners into custody. That fire erupted last night, and as Matthew Petrillo tells us, police are investigating how it happened.
Butler Township police are still investigating a fire they're calling suspicious. And a day after the fire ripped through a home, a lot of questions remain unanswered. No one was at the Girardville Fire Department when News 13 went there Friday morning. The Butler Township Police Chief had off today, and no one was at the station to even give News 13 an incident report, let alone answer any questions. News 13 did talk to a woman who said she co-owns the home that sits on top of a hill on Slate Run Road. But she didn't want to be on camera and would not identify herself. Now, because of all the trees and the shrubbery in the way, we couldn't actually see where the house is because it is on private property, and the co-owner didn't want us up there, but this is the private driveway that leads to the house. You can see just how steep it is. It's a dirt path. It's not paved. There's a whole bunch of rocks in the way, and it's so steep that fire crews actually had to carry up their ladders and their hoses up this. They couldn't drive up it. At the foot of the hill are old cars and signs that read private property. News 13 didn't want to go up there without permission, but eventually the woman allowed our cameras up to the house.
He had to build a second-story structure on it, and he ended up just building something really beautiful.
But she said today she can no longer find beauty here. All that remains are ashes and a skeleton of the once beautiful house. Police had questioned her earlier today, but she has since been released. She says she doesn't know how the fire started, though police reports show someone actually set two separate fires at the location. They're calling it suspicious, though the woman says it's arson. Police told News 13 later today they would have more information Monday. Matthew Petrillo, News 13, Butler Township.
A police response to a fight call led to police and code enforcers moving in on a home and citing the owner of that Hazleton property. Now that owner is working to clean things up. HPD responded to that report of a fight yesterday at 588 Carson Street in the city. When they got to the house, they cited 20-year-old Thomas Nat for disorderly conduct. Richard Meyer was cited for violating the city drug ordinance, and 19-year-old Sean Ortiz was picked up by juvenile probation on an outstanding warrant. The health department and the Hazleton code enforcement officer also cited the owner of the property for several code violations in the building. Several animals were also taken from the home.
I was called because of the fact there were animals and the condition of the property. Ultimately, the animal shelter showed up. I believe they took 4 dogs out of the residence, 2 or 3 cats. There was also a bird and a snake in the residence that the homeowner had taken out in the meantime. The condition of the residence actually prompted me to call the health department, so Mark responded. We posted the property as unfit for human habitation. The owner's given the opportunity to go in and out, clean up, and won't be allowed back in until we're satisfied.
And News 13 did speak with a homeowner today. He says he is working hard to clean up his property. It's a disturbing problem that just shouldn't be. The increase in teen suicide cases over the past few years has state police looking for prevention measures. As Christina Papa tells us, the state police have invited a renowned speaker to talk with students in our area about speaking out and getting help.
With school back in session, kids will be walking the halls, making new friends, but there's always the chance of bullying. Bullying can lead to depression, low self-esteem, and in some cases, suicide.
Definitely something needed to be done to step up our efforts from law enforcement and the community to educate people on these behaviors.
That's why state police have teamed up with the Luzerne County District Attorney's Office. Together, they've invited a speaker to share his message with several local schools where he'll talk about suicide and bullying prevention.
The gentleman's name is Mr. John Halligan, and the story is about his son Ryan, who committed suicide when he was 13 years of age as a result of bullying.
Halligan will visit 15 schools in the area. He'll be here at the Hazleton Area High School on Monday, where the school district already has a no bullying curriculum in place.
We feel it extremely important here at Hazleton Area High School and throughout our district to do everything we can to prevent bullying, which can in turn result in the ultimate, and that's a student taking their own life.
This prevention program doesn't stop with the kids. Hazleton Area School District will be holding a special program for parents and people in the community who want to educate themselves and possibly speak out against suicide.
On September 10th, 7 p.m., Mr. Halligan will present his presentation on the results of bullying, and we'll have this program at a Hazleton Area High School auditorium.
Take it from mother of four, Samantha Neiman. Teen suicide affects the entire community.
My son took his life in February of 2007. And, we've searched for answers and never really knew a specific reason why.
Now Samantha is an advocate for suicide prevention. She hopes the community takes advantage of this learning opportunity.
Understanding and realizing that this is happening. And hopefully try to gain insight in what they could do to prevent it.
Christina Papa, News 13, Hazel Township.
And still ahead on News 13, we'll have the forecast for Hazleton's Fun Fest as well as all of our region coming up on News 13 weather. But first, the story of the top cop and his top cat. We'll take you to a local police department that's become a perfect home when News 13 continues. In Minersville, police have taken a different approach to a cat infestation problem. The borough used to be overrun with feral cats, but now the police chief wants his cat to actually run the borough.
She would just have me hold her all day long.
Stray and wild cats used to be such a furry problem in Minersville. The chief says it was a catastrophe.
There were certain areas of the borough where they were really overrun with cats.
So this time last year, the chief started a new program to stop cats from reproducing at high rates and nip the cat problem by the tail.
Citizens of Minersville can come down here, get a trap. They put a $25 deposit down. We give them a trap. They can go trap the stray cat, take it over to Hillside. Hillside will take it and have it spayed or neutered. Bring the cat back. The cat is re-released. The people bring the trap back here. They get their $25 back. The borough picks up the tab for the neutering and spaying.
Now, before his cat program started, he says that these streets were just littered with kitties. He says it was unsanitary for people and unfair to the cats. And over the past year, he says it's been working.
We've been very successful with this. Our cat population has been greatly reduced.
And along the way, he met this feline, Heidi.
I looked at her, and she was a mess. Real skinny, covered in fleas.
The chief got Heidi defleed, spayed, and neutered.
So now she lives here with us at the police station.
Chief Kitten Combs says Heidi is Minersville's top crime-fighting furball.
She's pretty much got a life of luxury now.
Chief Combs definitely loves to spoil Heidi.
4 different kinds of dry. She gets her wet food, her water. This is all her different types of food. But she sleeps in here sometimes. You can see her cat fur in there. When I'm not here, the day shift officer is responsible for feeding her, cleaning her litter box, changing her water, and giving her treats.
Chief Combs jokes that next election, he's going to make Heidi run for mayor because he says she would be perfect. So who runs the show around here? Is it you or?
No, she definitely runs the show. She'll sit here and I'm trying to get to the phone or get to the computer and she just decides, no, I want you to hold me.
Matthew Petrillo, News 13, Minersville.
That Heidi is one lucky cat. Time now for our regional weather for the National Weather Service. Checking out the radar, nothing much going on. Maybe the chance of showers overnight Saturday into Sunday, but other than that, smooth sailing, especially for this weekend's Fun Fest in Hazleton. Creative conditions about a windy day in Hazleton. It's by Andrew Acosta, a student at Hazleton Elementary Middle School. And there he is with a friend, and that even looks like a windmill over there in the corner. Now let's take a look at News 13 weather from the National Weather Service for Greater Hazleton for tonight. Mostly clear and chilly with a low down to 47 degrees. Then for Saturday, the Fun Fest forecast. Mostly sunny and beautiful with a high up to 76. Chance of showers, but not till well into the overnight with a low down around 55 degrees. Heading on over to Schuylkill County for tonight. Mostly clear and chilly again, low around 47. Then Saturday, mostly sunny with a high near 74. A chance of showers overnight with a low around 55 degrees. And let's check the winning midday lottery numbers. Good luck if you played. The daily 624, Big 4 0176, Quinto 69493, and the treasure hunt 20, 23, 26, 27, 28. Hope you won.
Good evening, everyone, and here's tonight's social news. First, a happy birthday to Bob Pensock. He celebrates this on Saturday. This wish comes with love from your family and friends. And a congratulations to Benito Benny Trangucci, who's named the Hazleton Unico and Maurice C. Raymond Knights of Columbus Italian American of the Year. Don't forget to stop on by the annual Columbus Day Dinner October 13th at Capriati's at 6 p.m. Tickets are just $35 per attendee, and for tickets or more information, you can call 570-455-9101 or 570-455-7039. And the Cunningham United Methodist Church Life Group, He Speaks to Me, Preparing to Hear from God, starts Monday, September 16th at 10 a.m. The church is located on the Main Street in Cunningham, and for information, you can call 570-788-3960. And finally, the Mock Chunk Opera House upcoming events. September 20th, Dancing Machine. September 21st, Splinter Sunlight. September 27th, Bill Kirchen and Texa Kelly. And September 28th, Soft Parade. Call 570-325-0249 or check out mockchunkoperahouse.com. That's tonight's Talk of the Town. News 13 extends our deepest sympathies to the family and friends of these recently departed. Leona Emsock, formerly of Quakeake. Mass will be held Tuesday at 10:30 a.m. from the St. Isidore's Catholic Church in Quakertown. Friends may call Tuesday from 9:30 to 10:30 a.m. Estelle F. Gretza of Shenandoah Heights, the Wilukovich Orvitsfeld Funeral Home is in charge of the arrangements. And Daniel L. Makalus of Killares. The arrangements are incomplete and will be announced by the Damiano Funeral Home. Tonight's obituaries have been brought to you by the Smilax Floral Shop on 15th Street in Hazleton. Free delivery to all local funeral homes. Call 570-454-0111. And by Doves of White, White Dove Releases, serving Schuylkill and surrounding counties. Call 570-205-1597 or visit them online at dovesofwhite.net.
SSPTV Sports on News 13 with Fred Barletta Jr. and Ron Marchetti.
We had so much fun last Friday. We're going to do it again. Week number 2 of the high school football season. And for the Hazleton area Cougars, this is going to be a very question mark game. Cougars, well, the word is that even though they lost, they played well, some good signs. Coughlin 1-0. They beat Tunkhannock. So what happens tonight when the Cougars travel up to Memorial Stadium in Wilkes-Barre? We will find out in just a little bit. Certainly a winnable game for the Cougars. And you would think if they're really going to be a 500 or better team, they've got to win this game tonight. So we'll see what happens. Cougars Coughlin, highlighting our action of what's on tap here in week 2 of the high school football season. How about Crestwood? They got spanked by Berwick. What happens against North Pocono tonight? Wyoming area, Mid-Valley, Valley West and Del Valley will square off. Pittston goes to Scranton. That's going to be interesting, because let's see what happens now when Scranton goes up against another team. Kind of takes stock of the Hazleton area Cougars. Meanwhile, Pocono Mountain goes to East Stroudsburg South, and the one to keep an eye on is an out-of-conference game. Berwick, who looked very good last week, they go down to Memorial Stadium, or Veterans Stadium, make that in Pottsville to take on the Crimson Tide. Nativity hosting Monoy, North Schuylkill at Shenandoah Valley. Can Marion bounce back? Not going to be easy. They go to Schuylkill Haven tonight. And Tamaqua goes to William Allen, who I think they've won a grand total of 4 games in the last 4 years, that being Allen, not Tamaqua. On Saturday, Dallas Abington Heights. That's the highlight of that one, so we will see. Other high school action going on this afternoon. The Grenadiers of GAR, they're in town to take on the Lady Cougars in volleyball. Del Val, they go to Crestwood. So we'll see what shakes down there. Speaking of high school and volleyball and all the rest, let's recap for you what took place yesterday. The Marion Phillies, well, no surprise here. Straight set winners over Weatherly as Abby O'Donnell almost had 20 assists. Imagine that. North Schuylkill, 3-1 winners over Jim Thorpe. Blue Mountain, straight set winners over Tamaqua. Let's go to Wyoming Valley Conference Volleyball. How about the girls from MMI? They knocked off Berwick. Now they take care of Dallas. 3-1 the final there. So the Lady Preppers doing just fine, thank you. Golf, Marion over Weatherly in Schuylkill League action as Albert McFadden fired an 80 to take top honors for the Marion Colts. Meanwhile, Wyoming Sem, they beat MMI. Girls varsity tennis, Dallas, 3-2 winners over MMI. In soccer, Hazleton area, good news is they scored a goal for the first time this year and actually jumped out to a 1-0 lead behind Josie Sabataki's goal, but Crestwood came back with 3 more, broke a 1-1 tie at half, and they ended up winning this one up at Mountaintop last night. Russ Kanzler, 1 for 3. That included a double. He also was on base with a walk, but guess what? Indianapolis lost. They're now down 2-0 in the best-of-5 series. For them to advance, they've got to win 3 straight. Not so easy to do. We'll wait and see. Pawtucket even up their series with Rochester. So game 3 will give one of those teams an advantage. Both teams playing today. Major Leagues, Yankees, what can we say? Blew a golden opportunity, rallied back, and then with 2 outs, nobody on, seemed like a lock. Red Sox tied it. Red Sox won it. I hate to say it. Boston certainly right now looking like they're going to be tough to catch. Tampa Bay is going to keep a run. They're in Seattle tonight. You got Mets in Cleveland in interleague, and you got Atlanta in Philadelphia, Pittsburgh at St. Louis, obviously big in the National League East. Enjoy the weekend. Lots out there to enjoy. Tonight's sports is brought to you by Mountain Speedway. Here's a look at this weekend's action. It's going to be busy. The grandstand opens up at 12 noon. Racing starts at 2. Just $10 for grandstand admission. Kids under 10 are free. And if you're active military or a senior, you get a $2 discount. There's the website and the phone numbers. You could call them and get all the information on the excitement of racing down at Mountain Speedway.
Friday, September 6th, the day before Fun Fest. The Poets are in town to kick it off tonight, and happy birthday to Marty Heaney. Hi, everybody. This is Short Shots. Hazelton area's football team lost their opener to Scranton last Friday, but really, they played a good game, coming from a 32-7 deficit to cut it to 32-29 with the ball with less than 8 minutes to go. The Cougars looked like they are going to be better than 3-7 that I predicted last week. And Marion Catholic lost to a surprisingly goodly Heighton club, 27-14. So maybe my 8-2 forecast for the Colts will also be off. One thing for sure, last Friday night's game had to be one of the longest 48-minute regulation games in the history of Harmon Geist Memorial Field. It ended at exactly 10 p.m. Mother of God. I remember when kickoffs at football games was 8:15 p.m. If last Friday's game kicked off at 8:15, it would have ended at 11:15. Quarterback Julius Ward of the Cougars passed for 185 yards and a touch. Zach Stokowski ran a kickoff back for 96 yards, and Anthony Agosti of Marion rushed for 76 yards. Other scores of interest: Berwick 41, Crestwood 7, Jim Thorpe 34, Tamako 14. The Cougars' next opponent, Del Val, lost to Parkland 50-8. The biggest blowout in the state, Steelton High Spire defeated Halifax 63-0, and Harry S. Truman beat Abraham Lincoln 47-21. What else? Penn State defeated Syracuse 23-17. The freshman quarterback looked pretty good. And Notre Dame beat Temple 28-6, but Notre Dame Stadium was an embarrassed loser last Saturday. They had a promo on these helmets with 2 words written on them. The 2 words were supposed to be Fightin' Irish, but they forgot the H. So the 2 words appearing on every helmet given away read Big Ting Irish, F-I-G-T-I-N-G, Irish, which are now collectibles showing up online. Tim Tebow was cut by the Patriots. The Twins traded Justin Morneau to the Patriots. The Buccos clinched their first winning season in 20 years, the longest season losing streak in North American history. Russ Kanzler is back at Indy. Tennis great Roger Federer was bounced in the 4th round and out of the U.S. Open. Tommy Morrison, who displayed his hard-hitting style as a protege of Sylvester Stallone's Rocky Balboa in the 1990 movie Rocky V, died at the age of 44. People forget that Morrison was a once heavyweight champion after defeating George Foreman. And that's the way it was in the first week in September of 2013. Also, I know 99 and 44, 100% of our viewers could not care less, but there's still a few of us who do care. Army is 1-0 after defeating Morgan State 28-12. It could be their only win of the season, so I was compelled to say that. This weekend, Fun Fest, the start of NFL football, college football, high school football. The Cougars are at Coughlin tonight, and the game will be on TV. Marion is at Schuylkill Haven. The Historical Museum is open tomorrow from 10 to 3, a block and a half from Fun Fest. The rest is up to you. Till Monday, be a good sport. Stay loose.
Well, just like you heard Ronnie say, everybody in Greater Hazleton excited because Fun Fest opens tonight right in downtown. One of the performers could be the next teenage heartthrob. An up-and-coming pop artist will be singing at Fun Fest. And as Christina Papa tells us, this little star is on the brink of something big.
He may only be 11, but Liam Liss has stolen the hearts of thousands. This video's gone viral on YouTube and his page has over 100,000 views.
I love performing for people.
Liam's an up-and-coming pop star, and he'll be performing this song one day and plenty others in Hazleton this weekend for Fun Fest.
I started singing when I was about like 6 or 5. It's just like really, I love music. It's really my life. I also play keyboard and I write songs. I'm a writer too.
You heard that right. He's performing and writing all his music at such a young age. But Liam says he still makes time to just be a kid.
I play basketball, tennis, baseball.
Liam's already been featured on Radio Disney, and that's just the beginning. He's got big plans for his future.
Playing around the world, like Madison Square Garden.
Liam will perform on Broad and Laurel Street Sunday at 2 p.m. He's staying after to sign some autographs, but sorry, ladies. For now, Liam says he's focusing on his studies. Christina Papa, News 13, Hazleton.
And after you're done checking out Liam and while you're strolling Fun Fest in downtown Hazleton Sunday afternoon, please drop by the News 13 SSPTV studios in the first block of West Broad Street. Meet all of us who bring you the news and all the SSPTV programming every day. News 13 team will be here along with Sam Lassant, the girls, Dr. Mead, Dr. Benyu, Dr. Bafil, and we'll be handing out free goodies too from News 13 and SSPTV. And Molino's Jump Upon a Star will help us serve up some cotton candy to everybody who stops by. So come on over and say hi while you're enjoying Fun Fest. Plenty more news and information headed your way on News 13. The latest on that suspicious house fire in one area of town. Police are talking to the owner. That story and much more news when the 13 crew comes right back.